Ready?
Yeah, this is insane. Yeah.
All right, let's go. October 12th, 2025, Penn State Athletics releases a statement announcing a change in football leadership. That's the way they're putting it. The James Franklin era is over at Penn State. 11 years and change. It ends today. Will, we haven't talked yet. You broke the news to me. I was just watching Red Zone, and now the rest of our lives begin today. What's like?
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I hadn't even seen a statement yet. I got off the subway and got a text, like a million like oh my god texts all at once. And then the thing obviously saw the Thamel tweet. I haven't even read the statement yet, to be honest. So a lot still to kind of sift through here. I believe the one thing I know is Terry Smith is officially going to be the interim head coach, which I think is what we expected. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Ryan.
No,
But
you're
I think
right. Yeah.
uh, I don't even like. I like.
No, did you nailed it?
This is amazing, man. This is surreal. Amazing isn't the word I'd use because I don't mean that in a positive way. I think after, first of all, like I said on last week's episode, Penn State won't make a change in the middle of the season. I guess I said that assuming they'd beat Northwestern, which was silly of me. And yeah, I think that was a material change yesterday. I think the way you and I spoke after the game, and we're kind of like that. I think that's it. That has to be it. And I had been saying it since last night. I barely slept last night. To be quite honest, like just like waiting for something because I'm like a psycho. And now that it's happened, it's not like thank God, or I'm not like I'm not. I don't know. It's not like a feeling of excitement. It's like shock and what is next. It feels pretty scary to me right now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like for so long I've like tried to envision what it would look like when he got fired, and this is just not. I don't think what I was expecting, like really in any of the scenarios. Um, I'm trying to like make sense of my emotions right now, and it's kind of like it's almost like regret. It's like you kind of want it to happen for so long. Not that we wanted it to happen, but like it just felt like the right call for so long. And now that it happened, it's like, wait, like this is over. Like, are we sure that's the right move? And it like it has to be like it after Northwestern, like it has to be. It's like that's just an unacceptable loss. But like such an unsurprising loss at the same time.
Yep.
Um, and I think yesterday for me, like the feeling was kind of just apathy, and that's when it's over. When like, to be honest with you, dude, I was golfing. I like had my eyes on the game a little bit, but I was just like, they're gonna fucking lose. Like I don't even want to watch this anymore. And it's like, the first time in however many years I haven't like been locked in on a Penn State game is a lot worse than just being bad, I think.
100%. 100%. I think that's a huge problem anytime you have that feeling. I think, yeah, in terms of where to start here, I think, so yeah, the apathy thing. I mean, James seemed apathetic this week. And I think you and I were right. I mean, shout out to Mike Corman for asking him why he didn't lead with a preview of Northwestern at his press conference. And I think people like obviously that clip kind of blew up because a lot of other reporters didn't really tweet it, or they acknowledged it in their stories. To me, we were right. That was a
The
huge.
second that happened, I knew he was done. Like that was
a massive deal, and I think people who don't maybe follow the team as closely, like he is such a creature of habit. He does everything the same way. There was a chance, obviously, the two options today where he either got fired or he tweeted his stupid 1-0 thing. Like he does everything the same, like no matter what. So him not leading with Northwestern and sort of awkwardly fumbling and saying like, oh yeah, you're right, I should lead with them. I don't know what the last weekend was like, and then this past week was like in the Lash building, but I think the wheels had clearly come off because it was on full display yesterday. And yeah, I mean, this has to feel like right in this moment what they had to do. I mean, the team had nothing. Drew being out for the rest of the year and having 3 losses.
We didn't even talk about that.
There's nothing. Yeah, so there's nothing. There's nothing to in terms of play, in terms of steps towards winning anything. That is completely out the window this year. So outside of, anybody in the board of trustees or the administration feeling like they owe James some respect or their right to finish out the season, there was no reason to keep him around. Which
I don't think
really
he wanted to either, honestly. Like I think
it was he was, I mean, his opening statement was like 10 words yesterday after the loss, and I think felt like he knew. I don't know if him, like, I'd love to, I mean, more is going to come out. Like, this has literally happened 15 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. So it's like 2:25 p.m. Eastern time right now. So I think the news broke about 20 minutes ago. Um, so a lot more will come out about how it played out. But yeah, I mean, and people were saying, like, do him, and you and I said, like, do him and Pat have a conversation? Like, look, man, this isn't working. Like, I wonder if after, like, I mean, that was embarrassing.
yeah.
I mean, you can only imagine the amount of pressure he got. I think you could see he was on his phone a lot. I don't know if that had it, like, that's speculation, but as Northwestern was kneeling it out, they cut to James on the sideline. Pat Kraft, who was always standing behind him, generally, pretty close, was actively texting. And I can only imagine who was blowing his phone up, being like, this is ridiculous. I'm not giving millions of dollars to this product anymore. Couple names jump to mind, but this is yeah. We don't really. This is crazy. It's
I
crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Foreman tweeted that he would think that Jimmy Sexton and Pat Kraft made some sort of agreement with the
Yeah,
buyout. Like I don't think Penn State paid the whole 56 million or whatever. Like I think James was probably at the point where he was like, I'll like you can pay, I would pay you so I can get out of the situation at this point. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where we go from here. Like it's really we almost like pre-grieved this 2 episodes ago. Like we talked through pretty extensively why this is such a scary decision to make, and it's kind of poetic. James never untied Rip Engel for having the second most wins of all time. Like he's tied at number 2 of all, like, overall Penn State wins.
yep,
Um,
yeah,
didn't beat a Power 4 team this year. And like 15 days ago, we had Oregon on the ropes.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so it's just like it's not even whiplash. It's just like um, I don't know if I'm sad. I don't know if I'm
yeah.
like
Yeah.
scared. I don't know.
It was the clips coming from the stadium Saturday were like the most negative vibes I can remember since 2011 when Joe Pa was fired. And I'm not trying to belittle one situation or the other. Like, obviously there was scandal happening and, like, abuse, and that was bad. But this was, like, kind of reminiscent of that. There were, like, the stadium was fully chanting "Fire Franklin" as Northwestern was kneeling it out. He directed his daughter and his wife to go ahead of him when he walked back through the tunnel. I think because he was like, this is going to be really ugly, obviously, and it was. I mean, it was realistically, like, I couldn't envision a situation where James took the podium on Monday morning. I really couldn't, and take
No,
Iowa. I mean, it is bad right now, and it was so bad yesterday. So, um, yeah, man, I think there's going to be a lot of, like, post-mortem takes on what James Franklin's legacy is at Penn State. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if we should get
my
into
gut. I
that.
mean, my gut reaction to that is like overwhelmingly positive. I
Yeah.
mean, um, you know, what's that thing from How I Met Your Mother where it's like if two people have chemistry, the only other thing you need is timing, and timing's a bitch. And it's like the timing just didn't work out here. Like, he came to Penn State at like a really important time for the program, and he did really good things, and has continued to do really good things. And it's just, but I mean, when the wheels fall off like this, it's just it's got to be over. And I think the most interesting part about all of this is how much the writing was on the wall. Like, I don't think either of us were particularly shocked that he was fired. Um, but it was more just like, holy shit, they actually did it. Um, because the James banged his table so hard about alignment all these years, and he finally got aligned through leadership and a ballsy AD and a rich staff of donors and NIL folks, and at the end, that's what took him out because he got the people with enough money and enough balls to actually fire him,
Yeah.
which is kind of ironic, but
Yeah, and I think
it's
that. Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
it's
Sorry.
not our dad's college football anymore. Like it's a different world out here, and it's scary.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that has to be the feeling, right? Like if you're an influential Penn Stater, you're on the board of trustees, you're part of the administration. Like we did it. We got everything that done that this guy asked for. And I was saying yesterday that in terms of expectations, I can't say it is for sure. This season has been one of the most colossal failures of an American sports team that I can remember. And that's like a really heavy statement. But if you really think about it, like in terms of expectations, like you think about some of these like NBA dream teams that get put together or like really stacked baseball rosters and they'll like lose in the first round of the playoffs or like just barely miss the playoffs. You know what I mean? And this is, I mean, I don't know like if James continued at the helm or even if now that he isn't, even if he doesn't, I don't know if they're making a bowl. This is freaking crazy. The fact that it is October 12th and we're talking about this guy getting fired and and he got everything he asked for and he failed so and the program failed just so badly. And I obviously there's other factors and the buck stops with him, whether, that's fair or not. That's why he gets paid all that money. So yeah, the blame's on him. And it's just you can't say enough how bad this got. I mean, it is really crazy, man. Like it's crazy. I mean, Northwestern and UCLA, the Oregon game like broke them and they folded like a team that I haven't really seen before. That's a really heavy statement to say, but like it is one of the biggest failures I can remember of a sports team that I've rooted for or not. I follow like the major four sports pretty closely. Like in terms of expectations, like this is I don't know. Maybe that's a ridiculous statement, but this feels crazy. Like in terms of just how bad
Yeah, I mean, are you shocked by how deep it went? Like every level, there was failure at every level: offense, defense, like coordinators,
things.
like everything fell apart,
Yeah,
and like the only explanation for that is just the guy in charge gave up.
it has to
So
be.
like,
Yeah. Um,
um,
and I
I don't know if
think
the Oregon game broke him or what, but like because I don't think this is a bad football team. Like I think if you were to restart the season right now, you would still probably pick them to make a deep run, just based off of talent and I mean
yeah,
obviously you can pick out things like the defensive line is weak. Um, Wide receivers obviously aren't there. Like offensive scheme is probably not like built around these players, but it like makes you wonder how James got away with it for so long. Like, how did we get this far last year
yeah.
if this was right under the surface the whole time?
Yeah, and I think to your point, it's officially time, you ask questions about Keandre Lambert-Smith immediately succeeding at Auburn. Bo Pribula, taking Bam under the wire yesterday from Missouri. He's having a great year. You start to think about stuff like that. Like, geez, is this guy just, or is the way he goes about things just not right? Because, and not to take away from the success he has had, but there's a lot of examples of that happening. And it's like, okay, well, what's the one constant here? I mean, it's kind of crazy when you like, and KLS and Bo are the two that come to mind for me. And I know Penn State has also developed a lot of NFL talent, so I don't want to get away from what he did there. But you just look back at things and you're like, is that just, it was just never going to work because of these things that have happened? I don't know. I mean, and I think the tag that wherever he goes next, I think maybe we'll see what ends up with him, but he'll have the tag of program builder. He built up Vanderbilt. He built Penn State back, and he did. He built something great here. He got the assets he needed. They caught up on NIL. He brought in he pushed to bring in the right AD. He got the right coordinators. So it's like, man, this guy like could be like he did it. Like he brought in all these guys, and then like he doesn't execute. So I like you got to give him credit for what he built, and it's right there, and we saw it all this year and in years prior. But you can see it, like the trajectory. Like it's like wow, he's building, They beat Ohio State in 2016. They win the Big Ten championship, and then it just plateaued. And I think there were a couple ups and downs, 2019 and 2020 obviously being bad, but it kind of plateaued after that. And it really, really did. And that's what happened. And, there's a couple good moments in there. And then now it falls off a cliff. I think just enough was enough. Maybe he hit a wall emotionally. I don't know how this all happened. I can't believe we're sitting here talking about this.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like I'm still asleep. Like,
Yeah.
I I don't like. It feels like a dream a little bit. Um, and he's such a process guy. Like to your point earlier about doing this thing the same way every week. Like he is such a process guy. And for those athletes and coaches and people who are so process oriented, like when you fail and you don't execute, you say, okay, the process still worked. Go back to the process. And the process just failing over and over again was like is shocking because to the point where you question the process. And I think that's kind of what it came down to. It's like, Kraft and Penn State fans just backed his process for so long that it's like, yeah, eventually one of these is going to go through.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't over and over again, it's like, okay, maybe the process is just bad.
And I 100%. He is a creature of habit, all time process guy, consistency guy, in terms of what he could control. And I saw this flying around, but you have to like maybe in this offseason, because like he said 1-0 and they were going about it that way, like it's fair. And we'll never know some of this. It'll be speculated what exactly happened, how this happened, like how they failed so badly. But did they in the offseason just circle the Oregon game? Like this is what they looked like shit against FIU and Nova and whoever else they played in Nevada. They didn't look that great. And maybe and clearly now we know they they were horrible against Northwestern and UCLA too. So maybe they didn't go about his process this year because his process led to 10-2 losing to better teams. Did they went all in on Oregon and it was
Maybe.
such an emotional letdown that then it was like, okay, we have we didn't prepare for the other threats we have in the Big Ten as smaller as they may be than Oregon. I don't I'm not like saying that's what happened, but maybe maybe he went away from his
Yeah, maybe
process.
he did make a change and we don't, and like behind the scenes, and he took a risk on something and it just didn't work and we don't know.
I just because it just you can't. I mean, it's uncanny. They looked flat. You couldn't even begin to. That word doesn't even begin to describe how they looked against Northwestern and UCLA. It just didn't. Just horrible. Like a different team, a different team, and it was the same guys. I cannot believe it, and I don't get what happened. And
Yeah.
it's amazing, and yeah, I'm still shocked, and we said this, but yeah, for that to happen that way, you had no choice but to get rid of the guy. It's college football moves so fast. This is a fickle industry. If you have the opportunity to do it, you got to do it. Thanks. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. And it's a shame that this is how this is ending because he did a lot of good things for Penn State, and we can get into that big picture a little bit more. But I mean, that's how it ends. He walks out getting screamed at by fans. Drew Aller's Penn State career ends getting carted off with I don't know what his injury was. It's just oh my God. And it's amazing that this is how it's ending with him. It's amazing. It's crazy.
And I go to Iowa in 6 days now.
Yeah.
Like
I
what's
mean,
I think a lot of people maybe who aren't huge college football people like won't understand the gravity of this. Like firing an NFL coach is like, who cares? Like you can just do that if it doesn't work immediately. But in college football, it's so different. Like you are the CEO of like a huge enterprise, like top down.
yeah.
And like I saw Gabe Jenkins, 4-star cornerback, already decommitted. Like we lost Khalil Taylor. Keemon Spell is going to decommit. Like this isn't just like you get the first draft pick after tanking for a year. It's like this is a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And like good for Penn State for getting ahead of it, I guess, because now they're going to have like the breadth of the coaching pool after the season. But like this is a huge, huge decision for Pat Kraft, and like if he gets it wrong, like geez, man, like I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I do think, yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah, this is the biggest decision he's made as an athletic director. I don't think anything compares
and
the way
James basically like appointed him, which is the crazy part.
it's amazing. It's really amazing. This is really ugly. This is
He
really
built the
ugly.
machine that killed him, like he did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, what you were saying earlier about like how bad they looked on the field, it's like you would think with that talent level you could have no coach and like those guys could just go out there and play backyard football and beat UCLA and Northwestern. So it's like he must have been actively detracting from the team. Like he was making them worse somehow.
I think
I
you
mean,
hit it.
it's unfair to put it all on him, I guess, but
No,
like
no.
that's how like
You got to bring that up. 100%. I mean, Mike Portman was sort of calling out yesterday that it seemed like he might have been calling plays. It was the last question he got ever as a Penn State head coach, actually, which is crazy. And he denied it and said no. Like I don't know if that was the case, but yeah, I agree with you. There was always a conversation a little bit kind of throughout the years, and when they'd lose big games. I mean, he said it himself. He's a micromanager. Like he said it on Adam Brenneman's podcast. Like I am a micromanager, and I tell my new hires that, and they know that. So you got to. That's what mind jumps to first. He micromanaged the shit out of it, and everybody got tired of it. That had to have something to do with it. And then you bring Knowles and Kotelnicki in, who maybe were used to a different way of doing things, and they were not happy under it. I mean, I don't know. And this is where more is going to come out about this because James leaves. The head of the snake is out. Like people are going to talk to me. Like there will be stories about what went wrong. I bet there will be a long athletic feature with rumors, and I bet Audrey Snyder will have something. Like we'll find out more. I do think the micromanaging thing is going to be, like you said, like a big theme of what went wrong. I think it has to be. Um, if that's something, Pat identified as the number one thing after these 3 losses, who knows? I guess it doesn't really matter. You lost 2 can't lose games. So it doesn't matter how it happened really right now. It's just, okay, that happened. You're done. We're going to figure it out. And yeah, I think just circling back on what you said about this being different than the NFL, it's more like Premier League soccer, like in terms of relegation. Like this is it's a earth altering I don't know if that's the phrase, decision. Like aside from recruits decommitting, you think about all the processes James has because he is a program builder. So he is and he's a micromanager. So he has his hands all over this program. And Penn State is an attractive job. It is. But I don't part of me is like, you're going to have to do some tearing down of processes and change things. But you also don't need a full program builder here because there are things that are built that work. Like there are base things that we didn't have in 2015, 2016, even 2018 that now exist because of James, and you have to build upon that. So you're not starting from zero. So I guess my point is it's you need a certain type of coach and somebody who is kind of willing to pick up where he left off in a way and make tweaks.
agreed.
I don't think that's unfair to. It is picking up where he left off. Like we don't need this year, obviously, yeah, burn it. But in terms
They
of
don't have
what
to restart.
you can pick this up and run with it. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of coach is open to that. Like these college football coaches are alpha guys, and they're not. So I think that's an unattractive position to be in for a lot of the young talented coaches right now. And I'm not even thinking about Big Board. I'm just speaking very generally about who's next here. And that is really interesting to think about. It's sort of like what we said last week about the importance of the position at Penn State. Like you're the most important person there. And you're
You're
coming
like the
in.
most important person in Pennsylvania, like top 5.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like the governor. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. 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 So, yeah, no, this is crazy. I don't, we'll hear rumors, all the rest of the season. I think Terry Smith is the only guy that could be doing this on an interim level. He's a he's a letterman. He played wide receiver at Penn State. He's been around the program forever. And from what I can see, I think the players really respect him. So that's right. I good for him getting a shot here. But yeah, man, it's really amazing.
Yeah.
I keep saying that.
Uh,
But it's
it
this is
is. It's like, uh, it's remarkable. Like we're living in like a history chapter right now, at least at Penn State. And like, what makes Penn State such an attractive job? Like the fan base and like the blue blood nature and all that stuff. Like, is such a double edged sword. Like, it's kind of such an old fashioned job too.
yeah,
Like, you can't come in and have the guys start wearing white cleats. Like, you can't put the names on the back of the jerseys. Like, people will kill you. So like, it's it, it almost is like, I think a lot of the fan base would rather take someone like who's not the perfect hire in terms of like scheme and young energy and stuff. And I think people would trade that for like someone who would respect Penn State's tradition and culture.
yeah. I mean,
Um, it's almost like the mafia. Like, you got to get someone inside the family. Like, Ellis James was from Langhorne. Like, he
yeah,
I
no,
grew up watching Penn State. Like,
yeah, that's interesting. I mean, James had detractors when he started. He went about things, I think, a very traditional way, and people still were like, "Nah, this guy, he's too flashy. He's changing what Joe had set." And 90% of what he did was right in terms of his first. He started in I forget 2013,
2004,
14,
14, yeah.
14, and for those first 4 years, he like kind of pressed all the right buttons. So yeah, and so he followed like the Penn State model. I think he people felt like he was coming in too hot, but he did it the right ways. That is going to be even more important now. I mean, it was insane having to fill the shoes of. I mean, he was technically filling the shoes of Bill O'Brien, but essentially following in the footsteps of Joe Paterno. So that's insane. That's like a crazy culture change and ask. Um, and it's so this isn't to that level, but I mean, you and a huge percentage of Penn State fans only know him as the head coach. I mean, he's been the head coach since I was a freshman in high school. So he's essentially all I know too. Um, in terms of all of the real winning that Penn State has had in recent memory, it's all him. I mean, Joe, there were some great teams in there in the early 2000s and that 2005 Orange Bowl team, but James is associated with the majority of it the century so far. So this is it's such just to put it into context, I guess it's gonna be bizarre, and it's gonna happen like the season is gonna wrap. They'll have somebody pretty damn soon, I would think. You kind of have to. So, um, unbelievable times in State College. Part of me is like, I wish I was like at the Lash building right now. Like nothing would be happening and you wouldn't see anything, but just to like be around it and like,
Yeah.
I mean, what a 24 hours. I mean, amazing. This is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm kind of struggling to like say anything interesting or poetic or profound here. It's just like, it's great. Like, um,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
it,
shame. It's a shame.
the,
Yeah. It's a shame.
the
That's
next
how
30
I
days are going to be interesting. Like, the transfer portal opens up today for everyone on the team. They have 30 days to transfer if they want. Um,
yeah.
I'm when you were talking, I was refreshing Twitter. Everyone is decommitting already. Like, there've been a few tweets from guys like TJ Shanahan, Tony Rojas, Cooper Cousins, Max Granville, just like putting out sad tweets, like with pictures of James or just
Yeah.
like sad emojis. I think that's kind of just what it is. Like, say what you want about the guy, but like he tried. Like, he really tried. I think right now we're just remembering the last few games where it feels like he gave up or kind of lost it a little bit. But like, you think back to 2018 Ohio State, like when he was pounding that table, like he meant that shit when he was like, I'll do everything in my power to get this right on track. I think he said basically those same words yesterday, and you did not believe him for a second when he said it in his presser.
No.
But when he said it back then, and even last year after Notre Dame and name X big loss, like you really felt deep down that he wanted this so bad. Like, he probably like wrote his speech for beating Ohio State last year, and it just didn't happen. So you feel really bad for him. Like, it's gonna be tough for him. and like we can be upset about the football stuff, but like got to go easy on the guy a little bit. I think go easy on his family. Like people have just been directing things at his family, which is just like
Yeah, you're a scumbag.
obviously unacceptable.
Yeah.
Um,
You wanted him to be the guy. We were ready to go to war for him 3 weeks ago on college game day when he said this is going to be, he said the Penn State Oregon whiteout, 6 hours before kick, it's going to be the best atmosphere in college football ever. Like, let's freaking go. Like, let's do it. Like,
dude, that was only 2 weeks ago.
yeah, and we said, I think
That's how crazy it is.
we're glad Jade Franklin is our head coach. And yeah, through the ups and downs, I would find myself feeling that way. Like, the, yeah, you would, and it's just changed so much. And a lot of people are going to say, like, maybe the more negative Penn State fans, like, yeah, we were right. He never won the big one, and it kept happening until it happened so much it just crashed to the ground. And that's what happened. I guess you're right. I mean, besides since I was a junior, we were juniors in high school, he did not really have a big win. He did, if you really think about it. Like the Utah Rose Bowl win was awesome for us, but it was Utah. They beat Auburn. You struggle with that. And
Yeah,
that at Penn State. So that's really the story of it. You got to be thankful for what he got getting Penn State back to that point, getting them back to national relevance. These next 2 years could be different. And I don't think that means they shouldn't have fired him. That's just a matter of who they're able to bring in. But it could be different. Hank Reck, my friend who's a TCU fan, texted me and said, TCU fired Gary Patterson after 25 years. The next year they hired Sonny Dykes and made a run into the national championship and lost. So that is an example of a pretty historical program and a really established guy losing him and then immediately finding success. So you could find lightning in a bottle like that, but it's hard just because of what I said earlier about James being so entrenched in the program. It's hard for me to see that. And depending, define success. It depends on what you see it, but it just happens. So I don't know. But in terms of Penn State making the playoff next year, like, I don't know. This could take a sec, and we're gonna have to get back to enjoying the little things. I remember, in 2016, I was like a kid on Christmas morning when we were ranked the day after we beat Penn State. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy, and that was James. It could be like back to that, and if that is what has to happen to build this thing back up, then I guess in a way that's a beautiful thing because that's the journey and we're in it together. But hard to look at it that way right now.
yeah. It felt like we were at the destination a little bit, but
Yeah, no, it did. It did.
we're back on the journey vibes, and it's like not to get like deep fast, but like winning the national championship isn't everything. Like you're gonna remember the tailgates you had with your friends, and driving up with your family to go to see a game, or
Yeah.
the day you graduated from Penn State, or that stuff's more important. And we're gonna have to get used to like finding more joy out of that stuff. Like I don't know.
That's
Like if
yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna bet on Penn State to not make the playoff next year because like, god damn it, if they start making the right moves, there's no reason they can't. But I don't know, man. Like, let's go to the freaking like whoever they played in the whiteout next year game and just have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we'll be a little bit less stressed for a few years because, like, goddamn, this offseason was freaking excruciating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know. I think it's a good lesson and like never. And we started a podcast because we thought this was going to be such a big season and
Yeah.
no more egg on our like. We have plenty of egg on our face too, I guess is the saying. Like we were wrong. We thought this was gonna be a special season. It has been special for a whole lot of other reasons. So, yeah, I mean Penn State football is still the best. I still love it. I just think it's gonna be different. We're gonna have to weather a storm here the rest of this season. Guys are gonna continue to decommit. Things are gonna get written. This is gonna get really negative. I don't know if James is going to put out a statement. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Pat Kraft's talking tomorrow to the media.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
We gotta Yeah, I mean, I was thinking this morning when I woke up, even before he got fired, I was like, geez, is there going to be like another like Zordon Shamouti situation? Obviously not of the same scale, but like, are there going to be guys who go 10 toes on Penn State?
That
Like,
that's what
you'd
this
have to
feels like.
think.
That's what this feels like to me. And I was 12 when it happened. Like I don't when that all went down. So I don't obviously I'm more entrenched in it now and have a like I've lived more life, I guess. So I have a different understanding. But like it feels a little like that, man. I mean, this is
Not to compare the circumstances at all, obviously, but
no.
like, it's
It
it
doesn't like
does.
feel not like that. It's time to rally around Penn State. To be honest, it is. If you're like you have to, and there's gonna be a lot of conversations about what James's legacy is, how he's gonna be remembered. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of love lost between him and Penn State for a second. And I don't know what I mean by a second, but like several years. Yeah, I mean and this was something that was said a lot yesterday, so I guess we can get into it. But towards the end there, he like I think he got tired of it, and he made the comment about going to UCLA. It's a good time to get out of town. Like he was not embracing State College.
Mm-mm.
Is that fair to say?
Does he? Yeah, I mean, how like he cares about his players, but like, I don't. Does he like walk around on his daily walk and like feel the chill in the air and see the leaves and see the students out and like get chills the same way I do thinking about it? Like, probably not.
I
He
think
might rather be in Florida or California. Like, honestly.
yeah. I mean, he's a PA guy. I just think that'll be something that'll be speculated on. Like he never really, you never like he just never felt very entrenched. Penn State was
Mm-mm.
spoiled. Like Joe Paterno was like a professor. Like he was so into the program and
And
frankly,
Sue was part of
Bill
the
O'Brien,
community. So
Bill
like,
O'Brien really bought into it too when he was there. And um, the program has become very very insular or insulated from the rest of the school. And I think there's also been I think there's been an increased amount of negativity just when the team loses. Like it's the past few years, it's gotten bad. Like after the Michigan 2023 game, James getting in arguments with students. Like don't even get me started there. But and you almost kind of think about it like a chicken or the egg situation. Like he did build this program and built it into like what a national contender is supposed to be. And in today's college football world, it's like you don't really go to class. There's Drew Aller tweet went viral this week. Like you live at the Lash building, you're kind of secluded from everyone and the students. So I guess it became easier to get negative and get put more pressure on guys. Who are we to say how to run a program? But it did feel like that also made things negative. I don't think it's why they lost, but it's an added layer to this sort of saga. And just back to James in general, I think the program took after his approach in that kind of insular way. Like the program was family oriented, and the coaches it was a brotherhood, and 100 sons and 2 daughters. He loves that line, or he loved that line as the coach. But I don't know. I had a conversation with Connor Krause about it, who's a big fan, a former Honor State member and a friend of ours, and he was kind of making the point. So I should give credit to him. But just interesting when you look back on it. Even yesterday, he was saying like, "I feel for the players right now." It's like, and then he would get direct questions about the responsibility of the fans, and he'd say he says he was responsible, but I think I feel like his relationship with the fans is a huge part of this just fizzling out because I think he hates them.
yeah. It seemed like yesterday when he was leaving the stadium, he knew it was done and he wanted to get like one last jab in at everybody.
Yeah,
Like one last fuck you to everyone in the stands while he still could.
yeah, yeah. That is how it feels. I mean, he was like, I think he said we are gonna it's on me to fix it and I am gonna fix it. That's what he said. But and you might already said that, but he didn't say it with like gusto or like he was just such an
Mm-mm.
energetic young coach, and it's like you look at guys after their president. They do
Yeah.
the White House. Like he looks bad. Like he just looks sad and like depressed. And I feel for the guy. I mean, financially he's fine, so I don't feel for him that much. But on a personal level, it's like he really, really wanted to get it done and he didn't. And I think he worked his ass off at it, and I don't know. I just wanted to bring up the community note because I don't know. That will matter to people. I think you said that that will the Penn State value and understanding what State College is and what it means to people who live in State College, go to Penn State. who benefit financially from it, whose businesses are vital, or whose football is vital to their businesses. Like it's not unlike a lot of other big college towns in the country. But you sort of have to respect that and understand that. So, and I think James did, but felt like it was something that was just sort of part of the job, not something he like loved.
Yeah, and I mean I think that's why Matt Rule is jumping up as a name popularly first because he's from State College. Like he knows the deal, and like he obviously wouldn't be the number one football hire, but I think people would really enjoy having him or would trust him to keep the ethos of the program together and keep things moving in the right direction. So, um,
And isn't Nebraska having a pretty good year?
yeah, and I saw someone tweet that Rayola has a year of eligibility left.
They barely beat Maryland. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. That's it for the James Franklin era. I probably have like more thoughts. Um,
So Pat Crawford is a big day tomorrow. Like I think his presser will probably reveal a lot.
yeah. I think this is more
His tone and Terry Smith's tone, I think, is gonna be pretty important.
Yeah.
To see where we go from here.
100%.
You got to fight like hell to try to re-recruit the guys in the building and convince them to stay around. But obviously, it's going to depend a lot on who the next coach is. So I can only do so much. But
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens like with the staff in terms of like who are James guys, who aren't. Like Trace McSorley's on the staff. Is he gonna I don't know. Like Danny O'Brien is a James guy. He like Kotelnicki is sort of his own entity, and Knowles is, and they certainly have their own interests at heart. So I don't know what's going to happen with the staff. I would assume most of them are gone, because somebody's going to come in and sort of revamp things. It's a new era for Penn State, and I don't know what it means. It's pretty crazy to say. I still can't believe it. I said like we wanted it last night. We were texting about it like this better happen this morning, like because we were like this needs to happen, and now it's like wow, they really did it. And I just noticed my the football I was holding says Franklin, which is kind of amazing.
Really,
yeah. This is nuts. I don't, but
Keimon Spell just decommitted, so we officially have no one in the class of 2027.
Amazing, man! So, wow, Jesus.
That's how fast shit happens. Like we we lost the entire class of 2027 as we were recording. So
how many were in it?
I think only 3 or 4.
Okay,
it was the one offensive lineman. I forget his name. It has multiple words in it. So I'm not going to say it. It's Leighton Von Brandt. Okay, yeah, he's gone. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of just like an emergency episode. Like, I don't think we really have like a big agenda or like anything profound to say. I think tomorrow is going to be pretty clarifying, and we can probably get back on to preview Iowa / plan the future of the program. This week, but you couldn't see James logging on today and making that 1-0 tweet, and you couldn't see him walking into Beaver Stadium tomorrow to do his presser. So,
no, you couldn't, and you couldn't. I do. The other story yesterday is Drew, and that's one you got to point to James on that one. I think they failed him. I think they absolutely failed Drew Aller.
We've been saying this for weeks, so it's like,
the way that it's amazing that that's how his Penn State career is going to end. We'll see what happens in terms of the draft or going as a free agent. I still can't believe his career is over. It makes me feel old. But that is sort of him. Is a 5-star quarterback. I think I think the guy has talent. I think he does. And I don't know. It is maybe the number one example of James banging the table and getting something done, getting a 5-star kid, and just like failing at it. So that is sort of another kind of poetic thing. Like James goes down, and besides Saquon, well, actually Saquon was a 3-star. So besides, I don't know, like Micah or a couple other guys like Justin Shorter, like Drew is one of the most like the top prospects to ever come through James Franklin's Penn State, and it just did not work. And that's another add it to the list of things of, why James's career in State College had run its course. I think that's
Yeah. I mean, it makes you want to cry a little bit, like thinking about Drew. Like, it feels like yesterday we were just in Medina, like at his high school, with our whole lives ahead of us.
yeah.
Um.
Yeah, it's well put. That one's
So
tough. I don't know. I mean, with him, I don't know what his role is now. He's got to be. You feel for him. I don't know what's going on with him right
you
now.
think he'd stick around, I guess, but
Yeah, yeah. For Grunk and for Terry and O'Brien and those guys, mm, it'll be interesting to see Grunk at Iowa this week. I mean, geez, House of Horrors for Penn State. Another young quarterback coming in there. That's far below my priority list right now. But that's for me.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's like
so.
you gotta hope doesn't transfer, uh, and then like see what you got in him this week.
These guys,
But
these players, like they believed in him, like they backed James so hard, and they love playing for him so much. So him, like, I don't think any positive thing, like, oh, they're gonna play hard, like the interim head coach bump, like that happens in the NFL. Where that's not happening here. Like this,
no,
I think this is gonna be pretty bad. I don't
so
know.
yeah, yeah, it's just it's amazing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Um, not in the context of the last few days, but like if you told us on the day of the Oregon game, like right after James is going to get fired,
yeah.
even in those circumstances, it's hard to believe. So,
Shame on me for
just to,
even. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just like, like a colossal failure, like unbelievable collapse, like all time collapse. Um, sucks, dude. It
Yeah,
sucks. It
this is
fucking
crazy.
sucks.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, like, shame on me for even. I didn't like say this publicly, really, but I like texted you like, "Hey, let's beat Northwestern, get back on track. Two lost teams get in the playoff." Like I'm a fan, so like I didn't really believe that, but I was like, and then there was just nothing left. So that was like the last. I mean, it's not. This was like sort of a slow death, so it's not like yesterday. It was like it all just happened all at once, but in a way, kind of like it still does feel that way to me because in the grand scheme of things, like two horrible weeks is such a little amount of time compared to how long James was at Penn State and how much he did. But it is a 2-week stretch that is just unfathomable and something that can't happen. So really important 2-week stretch in the context of Penn State football existing at all. To be honest,
Yeah,
I don't,
it's gonna be an infamous like month we're gonna look back on.
yeah. So
And depending on how things shake up, it could be the best thing that's happened to the program or the worst. And it's like, God, I really don't envy the people who have to set this up get the shit back on course.
no, it's a tall task. It's a tall task. It's crazy. He just tied with Rip Angle.
I know, one short is
Also,
just
I think he's yeah. I think I
brutal.
saw his first loss at Beaver Stadium was to Northwestern.
Yeah,
I
on
saw that.
homecoming. I mean, dude, a few weeks ago, I was like doing the math on if he could catch James. I mean, I'm sorry, if he could catch Joe with
Yeah,
wins.
like if he's here for 20 more years or whatever. Felt like that kind of guy sometimes, but sometimes you also sometimes you also were really, really frustrated with him. So it's tough to just paint it one way or the other, because there were some good times, there were some really, really bad times, this being the worst of them. But this was just, you look at COVID and the 0-5 start and they battled back from that. This is not.
No.
Thanks, James, for what you did.
Yeah,
In
true.
those
Like,
years, but it's time to move on. And I wish you were the guy, but you're not. And I think that's the take. That's what you can say at this point.
yeah, and it's rally around our university. Like I said a few weeks ago, James went to East Stroudsburg. Like, he's not our guy at the end of the day. So we got to stick with our guys.
Fair.
Which I guess is kind of mean to say like right now, but it's true. Like, you gotta. I personally I think consider his tenure a success. A lot of people won't, but it's like we gotta rally around Penn State.
I do. You gotta consider it a success. That's gonna feel stupid to say right now, but because people are gonna think about all the money they spent on going to these big games and seeing them fall flat in bowl games and big trips to Beaver Stadium. I don't think it can be overstated what he did. Winning that Ohio State game was so special to so many Penn Staters, and I know it was 9 years ago, but that shouldn't be overlooked ever. So the guy deserves credit. He deserves credit for that. But it's like a presidency. It's a complicated thing to look back on. There were like, you did this, but you also bombed a country. So I don't know. You're not perfect.
It's like, geez, I don't know if we should have gotten involved in the Middle East right then. But
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know.
But
like,
at least we got a lot of people healthcare. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, it's really, it's weird to look at. So I don't know. It's complicated.
It really is. Like what you said about the tavern and just like the pictures of the coaches. Like it's like at Penn State, it feels like a presidency.
It is.
Or so. Pat Kraft should put the next head coach like up to vote. Like every alumni can get a say.
In a way, I mean, the board of trustees are whatever. You know how I feel about
It's
it.
the Electoral College.
Yeah, that they're maybe it'll be rule.
Yeah, we did elect them technically.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I met a lot. I mean, some of them are good. I think. I don't know. I just would love to see some of those conversations. And they have a call tomorrow at some like for some other reason. I don't know. I guess they'll discuss it. Buckle up, ride out everything tonight, and then we hear from Pat Kraft tomorrow, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to fucking war, honestly. Like, buckle up. I don't think we really just said anything super profound, but like, thanks for listening, I guess.
Give us a break. I don't know. We're trying.
Yeah, we went viral last week. Like, that was awesome.
Yeah, I feel bad about like.
Did we do it?
That tweet blew up. I mean, we don't have to talk about it more. I'm shocked that didn't get. I'm shocked other people on the beat didn't highlight that more. I thought, to be honest, I sort of in my brain considered that the beginning and the end, and I think we should get a pat out. We should pat ourselves on the back for recognizing that, and for Portman for asking the question. But that was bad, and sort of signaled, I think, where he was at mentally.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Want to get out of here?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.